Yeah, you can apply to the NCA at any time, but we will not assess your qualifications until you have final and official conferred degree. And we have to have your final and official transcripts.
And they're able to still write them while they're in Australia, correct? They just have to be completed?
Oh, so yeah, there's a question there says those 5 courses are all completed during my time in law school. No. So if you are going to law school, you can't apply to the NCA until you have your JD or your LLB. And then you could stay in Australia or New Zealand or the United States or wherever you want to stay and write your exams from there. Because remember, our exams are now online, and that's one of the beautiful things. It used to be if you were in New Zealand, you would have to fly to Australia or to Toronto or Vancouver. Now you don't have to. You can take your exam from wherever you are. Now, keep in mind, the exams are all at one time, right? So we're not letting people start at noon Eastern and 6 p.m. Eastern. You know, if the exam is starting at 9 a.m. Eastern, you're going to write it at 9 a.m. Eastern, no matter where you are in the world. But that's a security issue for us, that you have to be writing it at the same time so the questions don't get out. Is there a timeline for taking all of your exams? Yes, 5 years. So from the date that that we issue your assessment, you have 5 years to complete the process. And most people, if they're going to get through the process, almost everybody can get through in 5 years. Now that we offer our exams monthly, you should be able to do it within 5 months. In fact, you should be able to do it within 3 months if you're only assigned the 5 subjects, because we offer, it's kind of a quarterly system. So January, there'll be 2 of the 5, February, 2 of the 5, and March, 1 of the 5. But you might not want to write more than 1 exam per month, depending on what's going on in your life. You know, if you're training for a marathon, or you're getting married, or you've got a brand new job, you might want to spread them out a little bit more. But we give you 5 years. Same process for students studying law in the US or the UK? Yes. Yeah. The UK, I mentioned a little bit about the UK. They have the 2-year law degrees, and those 2-year law degrees don't meet our minimum of 3 years of legal education. So those folks are always going to be assigned more exams, unless they have, I talked about the compensatory qualifications. So unless they have bar school or an LLM or something like that, they're always going to get assigned more subjects. Do you know if the NCA exams are similar to exams in an Australian law school? You know, that's an interesting question. I don't know that I can answer it, you know, in a way that would answer it for everywhere. But what I can say is that Australia and the US are more similar to Canada than is the UK. The UK, the degree is an undergraduate degree, and it is more theoretical, whereas in Australia and US and Canada, the degree, even if it is the LLB in Australia, it is typically more focused on practice. And so, you know, it'll rather than be your exam will be on the theory of XYZ, you know, it'll tend to be more around the application of the theory that you will have learned. Now, there obviously are going to be theoretical courses, but they're going to be more practice oriented than they would be if you went to England.